The Russians can't be trusted. These are the words of the German Chancellor Otto von Bismarck. None of the agreements with Russia was accomplished. The Kremlin never keeps promises. The Kremlin lies to the whole world, lies to their own people, and people are okay with that. George Orwell would be shocked while the world is just deeply concerned. On the ruins of Russia, the terrorist state Russian Federation was born. Threatening the world with weapons, it managed to make the worst of Orwell's ideas real. In general, a prohibition is the biggest freedom of the human. You are constantly saying these deputies are only forbidding everything. You are deeply, deeply mistaken. Bans are for the freedom of people, because this is banned, but all the rest is allowed. You are free to choose. And what is right? This is the biggest non-freedom. I can tell you that the more rights we have, the less we are free. This is the world where Russians live. They don't want the truth. There are millions of people who trust every word of its authorities. And however the war ends, they will stay there, with a clear attitude to the rest of mankind. Americans made Ukrainians sell their land. In Ukraine, the land is main treasure. And they equipped 15 biolabs on our borders. There are no Ukrainians, Russians or Tatars. There are only American agents who create new bacteries to poison everything Russian. Hate for everything foreign has been raised here for years. Even local comedians since 90s become more popular if they make jokes of Europe or USA. The German dispatcher asked the pilot, "Are you for the first time in our country?" "No," pilot responded. "In 41st, 43rd, we were here regularly, just didn't land." People used to come to me on the streets and say, "We've been to USA, you're right, they're so stupid." What happened in Israel? You know, there are many of our people there. Racism as a national idea is cultivated in Russian so-called culture. You are not my bro, black scumbag. Jews, black, Yankees, gays, activists of any kind, and of course, Ukrainian banderivtsi. The Russian propaganda machine has been working since the collapse of the USSR. They are trying to rebuild it by any means, using terror, invasions, manipulation, and lie in the talks with the world leaders, constantly beating their own people. And when talking about simple Russians of politics, you should clearly understand who they really are. I stay for Putin, won't even look at photos. Zelensky is doing all this, and Americans. I think Putin is a smart person and he knows what he's doing. And don't have any negative attitude to that. So now, with the lies about Western threat, people blindly agreeing with the genocide provided by their sons against civilians in Ukraine, with the evacuation corridors brutally attacked by Russians, it is the cowardly terrorist state Russia that makes the West scared.